Hi, how are you? You've never been on one of my lives? Well, welcome. We're gonna make our own mustard. I'm sure you know, they put all kinds of shit in our foods, and they put dyes in simple things like mustard. Well, thank you. That's such a sweet comment. Thank you very much. Yeah, they put all kinds of crap in our, colors. Because, what is it? I forget the statistics, so I'm going to just throw a number out there that I think is kind of close. But like 89% of the human population is visually stimulated. We like the look. We like colors and vibrancy. And that's with anything, So we like things that look good. That could be like a bottle that you buy. The bling bling, the color, it draws us out. That's what advertisement companies and marketers, do. And that's what food companies do. They add food coloring for that vibrancy. Mustard is one of them. And it's not those food colorings, preservatives sitting on the shelves like that. It's not good, honestly. I mean, if we look at the ingredients to make a base, let's say ketchup, to make a base mustard, you're using a vinegar base. Which vinegar is a preservative. It has a long shelf life. But they make it brighter with food coloring. They add other things in there so it can sit on the shelves longer than what your standard apple cider vinegar or your standard white vinegar should sit on the shelf. They put things in there because they might be adding water to it. Whenever you add water to a mixture, regardless if it is something you're putting on your face or something you are consuming, you need to, number one, make sure what the shelf life is. Number two, yes, hi Deb, how are you? Good to see you, I'm glad you joined. But water attracts bacteria. Think about a larger body in water than a cup of water, but even a cup of water, you let that sit for too long, and based upon the environment that you're sitting out on, it can either have bacteria grow fast or it can have bacteria grow small. So bottom line is bacteria is attracted to water. So they have to put things in there to give it a shelf life so that water will not attract bacteria. And who knows how long those, well, first of all, we know the preservatives and mold. Patty, you're right, mold. And there are natural preservatives. And as I mentioned, apple cider vinegar and vinegar is high acidic. So it's hard for bacteria to live in those environments. But eventually the acidity does diminish. Nothing lasts forever. It does diminish. So we're going to make our own mustard. Now, this is the first phase of mustard. You've got to do the mother first. And the mother is going to be your basis. And then after the mother sits for 5 days, then we can make any flavored mustard that we want. You could do a hot mustard. You could do a Dijon type of mustard. You could do a sweet mustard. You could implement fruits and whatever you want. It's your own mustard. I make my own mayonnaise too. Have you ever made your own mayonnaise, guys? It's so easy. And if you make your own mayonnaise and taste that compared to what you buy at the stores, you'll never buy it again. And you can do small batches. It's delicioso. It's marvelous. So we are going to start with the first phase of making we're going to make today our mustard mother. It is so good. It really is. And it's so much healthier for you, you know? It really is. And it's so easy, you know? It really is. You got your eggs and your lemon, and then whatever herbs, you know, etc., etc., etc. Hi, Bodacious Girl. How are you today? We're going to make our own mustard. Phase 1 of making our own mustard. Good morning, Patricia. It's good to see you. We have all kinds of friends today. I'm so glad you guys are able to join. All right, friends, I know your time is very valuable to you, so I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. We'll get right down to getting things done. Mama Bear, I've got a lot of recipes. We're getting ready to do, I own my own business also. I make tinctures. I make medicine. But I also teach you guys how to do it. I give you the recipes, and I have videos, and I do lives to show you how to make that medicine. But some people are busy. Some people would, and this is the main reason I got into selling them. Herbs can be expensive if you do not grow them yourself. And I like to do not only single tinctures, but I like to do complex recipes with multiple herbs. So, oh, hi, Janice. You do. I love tinctures. I love tinctures. I push them on everybody that I know. I'm the pusher. I'm the pusher, man. The pusher. Anyway, I make tinctures, but I give you the recipes. But a lot of people don't want to have to invest in the organic alcohol. They don't want to have to invest in the high proof alcohol. They, I love oils, Janice. I love them. I've recently started making my own essential oils and hydrosols. I have a still. I could actually make some moonshine and some homemade alcohol if I want to. But I'm using it solely for essential oils and hydrosols. Anyway, but you don't need a still to do hydrosols at all. You can do your own hydrosol with a stock pot. But I go ahead and share the recipes, how to do it. But there are a lot of people who may not want to invest in all the ingredients, only to find out it may not work for them. Because as we know, everybody's different. What works for me may not work for you. For example, I just did a video on ashwagandha today. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. If you're not familiar with what adaptogen is, it's an action that an herb may have that helps the body adapt, hence the name adaptogen. Okay. Okay, how long do we eat the ginger bug fermenting? I haven't looked at mine yet today. We just did it yesterday. So let me get this done, and we'll look at the ginger bug. You use EVO and soak 8 weeks on your oils, Janice. So I make the oil. I make the tinctures so that people can try them. You have the recipe. If you buy them from me, you like it. It's honestly, the best financially sound way to do it for yourself. You're going to get more bang for your buck. But again, try them with me first. If you like it, make it. So I give the recipes. I do not give everything that I sell on my site. I do not give every recipe. I don't give my skin oils out because I go through a special process with my oils. I pull out as Janice mentioned, she does infused oils with herbs and etc. I kind of go a step further in that before I infuse them into the oil to pull out the non-water soluble and the water soluble properties out of those herbs. And then after I pull that out, I merge that with an oil and go through a whole nother process, because then I have not only the water soluble polysaccharides, but I have the water polysaccharides. I have an Infusium 21. I actually only use my Infusium 21 on somebody needs something right away, you know, but I am a believer of the old-fashioned method, you know, letting it sit, shaking your tinctures for a long term. But I do use it. I do use it when I need to. Okay, let's see. Where do you live? I live in Ohio. Once I purchase a tincture, how much shelf life does it have? Patricia, tinctures are wonderful because tinctures are made with alcohol and they can have up to a 10-year shelf life if you store them correctly. Storing them correctly is, number one, they need to be in an amber jar bottle. Number two, they need to be kept out of direct sunlight and in a cool space. So they can last for quite a long time. I do the oils in there. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I do my oils differently. Just to let you guys know, there's a few of here that don't know me. Let me introduce myself. My name's Angie. I am a certified herbalist. I got my certification through Cornell University. I also have my bachelor's in agriculture and horticulture, and I also have a master's in business. But with that being said, I also mentored under a veterinarian who was an herbalist, and every animal that came in left with some type of herb, some type of tincture, tea, you know, loose teas, etc., that were for the animals. Eventually, he went on to get his naturopath license, and he started treating patients and using herbal tinctures and natural herbal remedies. So I learned quite a bit from him. Wonderful gentleman. He has since retired, but very, very, I still keep in contact with him because he's my go-to when I have any questions on how do I do this? What do you think about this? He's my sounding board, I guess I should say. So yes, I do face oils, I do tinctures, glycerites. I don't do very many glycerites, but I do a few. I have a nice mix in my website, which is www.time, as in the herb time, THYME, toheal.net. Please subscribe. From today until tomorrow, I have a 25% off my tincture called Relax and Chill. It is for panic attacks, anxiety attacks. It can also help you sleep. It is a blockbuster of freaking herbs, friends. It has, let me see if I can recall this off the top of my memory, hops, which is in the cannabis family. It helps with pain. It has yarrow in it, which is known to be a relaxant, a stress reliever. It has ashwagandha. It has, I totally just went blank on everything. Kava Kava, California poppy. I think it has lemon balm in there. It's great, friends. It's sitting on my nightstand beside my bed. Honestly, I have had panic attacks for 24 years. They have had me on Wellbutrin, and when I say this, I am not lying. I wanted, because it fucks with your brain, I wanted to pull my hair out. Seriously, This is how bad pharmaceutical medicines mess with you. Alexa, turn it down. Who in their right mind would want to pull their hair out? Seriously. I wanted to pull my hair out. I just wanted to pull it. That was never something. My hair has been my safety net for all of my life. I would never think about pulling my hair out. That's what Wellbutrin did to me. They had me on Zoloft? No. Oh my God. Xanax? Don't even. They put me on that one time. Took it one time and said, never again. Never again. It made me turn into Sybil. It was like I could see myself up here looking down, and I was the biggest bitch there was. I wanted to fight. I wanted to argue. No, that's not me. You have them occasionally. Good morning, Misunderstood. Thanks for joining. Yes, poppy seed and valerian root are wonderful. I usually actually use valerian root in my ADHD tincture with St. John's wort. But I couldn't do it. But the anxiety was so bad. I would wake up in the middle of the night with a panic attack. Seriously. It would wake me up from my sleep, a panic attack. And the panic attacks were so horrible. I mean, when I say I have had the thought of wanting to rip my skin open, to jump out of my body, to escape the fucking panic, the imminent fear of doom, I can't stop this. I can't get my mind away from it. I can't think about anything else. What's that pain? Oh my God. What's that pain? Am I going to die? What's going on? I don't know. It doesn't even have to be health related. And you know what? People are like, well, what causes them? Deal with it. I don't know what the fuck causes it. If I knew why these things started, I would stop it. It was horrible. 24 years. I had a doctor once tell me that anxiety, panic attacks, I don't call it anxiety attacks. It's a fucking panic. Panic, I feel, is a stronger word, and it deserves a stronger word because they're horrible. Anxiety just isn't enough of a description. Anyway, he told me, he goes, you know what, these normally present themselves in people, excuse me, after a major stress event in their life. And looking back after I left the doctor's office that day, he was right. 8 months before I had my first anxiety attack, my mother, my best friend, had passed away. Never had him before. Never. Never, never. But I was the oldest child. Father had passed away. It was me and my sister, and she is younger than me, and I was only 32 at the time when my mom died. She had kids, I had kids, and I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders because I needed to take care of her too, because I promised my mom I would. And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And so I made this blend. My nephew also has really bad panic attacks. And this blend has helped those in my life that I love very much with anxiety. And anyway, if you're interested in it, go to timetoheal.net. It's on 25% off today and tomorrow. Use the code RELAX25, RELAX 25. And I love it. I love it. Let me catch up with some comments here, guys. Yes, Xanax and gabapentin do cause dementia. All the shit they put in our foods. Oh, you pulled your eyelashes out. I believe it. Girl, I want to pull my hair out. It's horrible. Blood pressure. 2 questions on blood pressure. Your granddaughter has him so bad with depression. It's horrible. Go to my site if you get a chance. Just look at it. Look at the ingredients. Do your own research. Again, as I said earlier in this video, in this live, things react differently to people. I was going to talk about ashwagandha. I did a video on it. You will hear some people say, oh, it just relaxes me. I want to sleep. Not me. Not me. It doesn't. And the actions in the herb themselves, there are more repeated shown studies that show it is an energy booster. But it reacts differently to people, as with all herbs. I mean, I'm sure you guys have all heard somebody saying, oh, this worked for me and I don't have this anymore. But then you go to take it and it doesn't work. Another big reason is consistency. A lot of people are not consistent in what they do in our lives. I mean, I can lose 15 pounds, but I'm not consistent about what I'm doing, and then I gain the 15 pounds back. I mean, that's all human beings. We need to give ourselves grace on this, and we can't be hard on ourselves about it because no one's perfect. You already take Wellbutrin and PEC, so you don't know anything about ashwagandha when you take those. So in my link tree, this may be a useful tool for you. In my link tree, the very bottom, I believe, there is a link. You can put the herb in that you want to use and put the pharmaceutical drug that you are using. And it'll give you any contraindications, any negative effects that you may have. So definitely use that to research for yourself. We need to be our own advocate, not just me. Anybody on any social media, double check them. None of us are the know-all. We are all learning every day. We don't know everything. And again, what works for me may not work for you. Don't take somebody's word as the fucking holy grail, friends. Don't do it. Utilize that link. Try things. Always do a patch test. If you've never taken an herb before, if you've never taken Oregon grape before, just don't go and consume it, friends. Do a patch test. Take that tincture, put it on your skin, wait 72 hours and see if you have an allergic reaction. Because most people aren't eating Oregon grape every day. Most people aren't taking yarrow every day, etc., etc., etc. So always do a patch test on it first, because you'd rather find out you're allergic to something by putting it on your skin instead of consuming it and having it in your body. So always do a patch test, okay? When you take them together or even separately. Miss Lynn or Mr. Lynn, I can't really tell. Your picture's so tiny on these screens, and I'm 50. I'm going to be 57 years old. My eyes are going to crap. But Lynn, it can either one separately or together. Definitely research it. It can have effects. It doesn't say you're going to or it's going to. It can. Miss Lynn. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, friends, the point of my life here, and I apologize that I ran off onto a little tangent. We're going to make a mustard mother. You know what, Patricia? That's Murphy's Law. You know, honestly. Let's see. You had a top doctor at Johns Hopkins. Xanax, they change your brain. They do. They do. You know, I'm just going to say this on pharmaceutical drugs in general. Watch TV. Watch some commercials. Especially daytime. Daytime commercials. Let's think about marketing. people are, the average person who is at home during the day, number one probably is retired, close to retirement or whatever, okay? Because most people who are healthy enough and not rich enough to stay at home, they're at work, right? So ads for medications are usually during the day. You see a lot of them during the day. There was one that was a sleep aid. I want to say it was Ambien. Can't really remember. But it was a sleep thing. And one of the side effects, listen to the fucking side effects. Excuse my language. I just get passionate and I start blurting out things. I'm not really a sailor mouth normally. But, you know, all of a sudden you have projectile diarrhea or something. Oh my God, what? What is happening? What are you putting in this? But this sleep assist one, it said if you start having problems with gambling, what in the world are they putting in a drug that's supposed to help you sleep that all of a sudden changes your brain makeup, the neurons, the impulses, the electronic impulses in your brain, that all of a sudden you have an addictive personality, because that's what gambling is. It can become an addiction. And them saying if you have problems with gambling basically is a word and a phrase saying if you become an addictive personality and can't control things, tell your doctor. What are they putting in there? Okay. Hi, Shelly. I'm good. How are you? The promo code Rhonda is RELAX25. RELAX25. Oh, thank you, Bodacious. I appreciate that. Yes, you are right, Shelly. It causes more problems. It's horrible. Horrible. Yeah, and the disclaimers, I like the ones that talk real fast, and you can't understand a word that, you know, they're saying. Misunderstood. She doesn't eat. She like them lottery scratch-off tickets. You know what? If I'd win money, I probably could become addicted, but I'm not. I don't have any luck. That's my thing. I don't have any luck. But okay, friends, I got sidetracked. I apologize. Those of you new to my channel, hello again. I do have a website. It's www.timetoheal.net. Please subscribe, because today was the first time, or this sale, I should say, was the first time that I've shared savings codes with TikTok or any social media. Normally, those sales codes are only sent to my subscribers on my website. So please go subscribe. We also have a loyalty program in which when you subscribe, you get 2 points. Once you reach 10 points, you get 10% off of your order, as long as that order is $50. If you hit $70, I'm going to pay for your shipping. And if you hit $100, I'll pay for the shipping, and you get a free gift. We are still making body and shampoo on Sunday at 2 o'clock on Zoom. At 2 o'clock. Yes, this Sunday. Next month we are doing, and friends, the only way you find about the Zoom meeting information is on my website. Those Zooms, the how-to, this weekend we're doing your own organic shampoo that can also be used as a body wash. Next month, we are doing a magnesium oil spray. Magnesium is wonderful for you. It is known to help with stress, anxiety. It can be used also as a natural SPF, oddly enough. It's good for the skin. It's just a wonderful thing to implement into your body. Hydrates the skin too because of the oils that you were using. So that's next month. We're also going to be doing a fire cider. I posted a video yesterday or day before yesterday from February of 2023. on how to make one, but I make them all the time. 2 o'clock Sunday through the Zoom, not here on TikTok. To get the Zoom information, you need to go to the website, my website, timetoheal.net. But, yes, fire cider. Friends, if you're not familiar with fire cider, what are you missing, guys? What are you guys doing? You guys want to be healthy, don't you? You need fire cider, and it's all natural, and you can make it. And it's easy, so easy. I don't know why people don't talk about this more. I make it. It's always in my house. My family loves it. One of my family members who is fighting cancer, use it constantly. Their immune system is down. They can't afford to get sick, and they haven't been sick at all. And I put everything but the kitchen sink in it. I put your apple. I have been known to use apples, but I use my, you can make your own apple cider vinegar, or you can use Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother. You want the mother. The mother is the important part. Oranges, citrus in general. Oranges, lemons, limes, onions, peaches. You could put garlic, turmeric, ginger. You want to put horseradish in there. You want hot peppers. The hotter, the better. It's going to open up them blood vessels. It's going to get them capillaries moving. It's going to help clean your blood. It's going to get everything going. You can go ahead and put elderberries in there. You can put elderberries, immune boosting, friends. You can also put in your herbs. You can put mint, mullein, lung support. You can put oregano, natural antibiotic. Guys, I put all kinds of things in my fire cider. All kinds of things. Soursop leaves I put in there before. You could put barberries in there if you wanted to. Friends, you let it ferment for 4 to 6 weeks. You strain it. It has pulled all those medicinal properties out of those herbs, those fruits, those vegetables. And you add honey to it after you strain it. You want to use a local raw honey, friends. Stop buying honey. And I'm also going to throw bone broth in there. Guys, stop buying those two things at the store. I don't know why people buy that shit at the store. Do not buy honey at the Kroger's, the H-E-B's, the Piggly Wigglies. You do not buy your honey there. You go to a local beekeeper or a farmer's market and you buy the local raw honey. And let me tell you why. Bees go within a, I don't know, mile, 2 mile, 3 mile. They don't go that far from where their hive is. The plants that you're allergic to are in your neighborhood. They're in your area. So them bees are going to all those flowers, trees, whatever, and they're getting all the pollen off of those. And they're going and making the honey. So when you start consuming a half a teaspoon of that honey from the bees in your area, your body is starting to, and the honey, you take it, your body starts building a resistance to those allergies. You're not going to have the allergies that you may experience, the sinus infections, the issues that you may have. Get local raw honey. Do not buy it at the grocery store. You need to go and get it from, exactly, Angela, go to a local shop. Same way with bone broth, friends. You want collagen? That is your best source of collagen in the world, is bone broth. But do you know how to make bone broth? I've got videos and I can show you. You can watch. You can make your own bone broth. It will cost you nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Let's say you're having a steak, or let's say you have some chicken one night. You don't throw those bones away. You throw those bones into a freezer bag and you throw them into your freezer. You're chopping up some vegetables. It's summertime. You got vegetables. Maybe you're making some carrots. Maybe you're making, you've got some celery for a salad, but you're not using the ends of the celery. You throw all those veggies that you're not using, veggies that are starting to go bad, and you normally would throw them in the trash. No, you put those in a freezer bag. You put them in your freezer. You let that stuff sit until you're ready to make a bone broth. The peels of the onion that you normally throw away, the real papery, crunchy paper around the onion, save those. They will give your bone broth the most rich, deep color that you have ever seen. Doesn't matter what kind of onions. You can use the onion greens for all that matter. Throw them in a freezer bag. When you're ready to make your bone broth, you know what you do? You take all those bones, the carcass from a chicken, if you have a whole chicken, you throw them in a roaster. You throw them into a stock pot. Frozen, just throw them in. You take all those vegetable ends and scraps that you have saved and you throw them in the stock pot. And you just cook that down. I do mine in a roaster. You can do it in a crock pot because honestly, you want this to cook for like 2 days, 3 days. You want those bones because what you're looking for is that bone marrow inside the bones. That's where the collagen is. That's where the minerals and the nutrients are. This is great for cancer patients. This is wonderful for cancer patients, honestly. It's nourishing to them when they are nauseated, when their stomach's upset. It gives them the nutrients, the minerals that their body needs. It's good when you're sick. Nice cup of hot broth with all that goodness in there is going to help your body fight any sickness. I put mine on medium to low. Start out high. You just got to watch it, Oh my God, there's nothing, and it's not expensive. You're eating the chicken and the beef anyway. Save the bones, save the carcass. You're eating the vegetables. This costs you nothing. And you make it. You don't have to can it. You can freeze it. Do not put it in a jar. Put a lid on it, put in your refrigerator. It's going to go bad. You either have to freeze it or you have to can it. Pressure can it for long-term shelf. I do both. I'll put it in the freezer. If you want to put it in ice cube trays and then you have little ice cubes for a cup of broth, it is a long time, but let me explain why, hun. You need those bones to get breakable. You need them soft. You're not going to break them. You're not going to break them because then your bones are going to splinter and you don't want to drink splintered bones. But you want those bones soft enough to where the bones are releasing that bone marrow, the collagen, the ingredients. That's why it's a long process. Just boiling it for a day isn't going to do it. Imagine how hard bones are. You need that long, high heat. You don't want to so low the long term. You need to get it up to a high heat and then keep it steady. So then you can turn it down to medium. At the end, when you're on like day 3, you could probably turn it down to low just to finish up because your vegetables in there may start to get a brown color. That's fine. That's fine. But in here, you can throw garlic. You can flavor this bone broth to the greatest depths. You could throw garlic in there. You could throw oregano in there. You could throw all sorts of nice herbs. I love my bone broth so much that in the wintertime, even during the summer, I'll crave just a nice chicken broth. And I'll just get a cup of it and sip on it. It is so good. It doesn't need anything else in there. It's a great soup base. Guys, make a bone broth, please. Don't buy it at the stores. So I just explained to you what bone broth really is. Now imagine buying bone broth at the store in a cardboard box. Do you really think that has all those good nutrients in it? No. You cook yours, Rhonda, for the first batch, put in the fridge and fill again. Nice. I have a big roaster, and I've done like I'll do 2 roasters, one with my beef. I'll do it all at one time. Get both roasters out, put the beef bones in one, put chicken carcasses in another. Another thing I want to say, friends, we do have a local farm who raises chickens and I buy my eggs from. They do sell rotisserie chickens there, but I know how they're grown. You could use rotisserie chickens. Make sure that they are good chickens with not any injections of hormones into them. But you can buy rotisserie chickens. I'm sure you do for dinner sometimes. It's easy. It's convenient. Save the carcass. Throw it in the freezer. And that's what I do with the ones I buy. Or if I'm making like chicken and dumplings and I have a whole fryer and it's frozen, you know, and do chicken and dumplings. But I just save all the chicken carcasses and throw like 3 of them in a roaster at a time and just make a big batch. Either one has what you want. That's just based upon your own taste, if you like beef or chicken better, and what you're making it for. Where is the video making the bone broth? It might be in recipes. Maybe it's somewhere on my feed. Man gator. Here's my thoughts on it. This is what I think we're doing, and we've discussed it here at our home. We're going to limit going out to eat. I'm not going out to eat anymore. Right now, I think it's just the chicken. I don't believe that they're doing beef yet. So I guess that would be... Rhonda, look at yard sales and garage sales right now. Perfect time of year to grab those right now. But I buy a lot of my stuff at yard sales and garage sales, friends. I don't go, things like that. Yard sales and garage sales. Marketplace. But fake meat, you know, I would not buy my kids chicken tenders or chicken sandwiches or anything like that, because if you think about it, it's probably going to be a lower cost versus chicken meat. Look at our prices of food already, okay? So when you go to a restaurant, they're buying in larger quantities. It's going to be more economically feasible for them to buy the fake meat versus real meat. So going out to eat is really not going to be a thing that we do here in our household. We here in the house, like I said, we go to a farmer for our chickens and my eggs. We have a friend who owns a meat processing plant and has their cows. And I know him, and we buy a half a steer once a year and a whole hog once a year. And we're coming up to... I don't know, probably another 3 or 4 months, have to get more, so that's something we're going to do. But see, we don't buy steak at the store. I can tell you this. When I take out hamburger that we have bought from a butcher, like I said, we go to a meat processor butcher. The color of the meat, doesn't matter what, if it's hamburger or whatever. The color looks so much different. The grease. This was last year, I think in September. We got 365-pound half steer, and we got a 200-pound hog. The nice thing is that you can tell them how you want to cut down, like if you wanted pork chops out of your hog. Like I tell them I want so many thick cut chops, and they'll go ahead, because I want to do stuffed pork chops, they'll go ahead and do the incision for you too. So you can tailor things to how you want it. It wasn't cheap, but for the 200-pound hog, the 365 half steer, we paid $1,800. When I figured out the daily cost for that for 1 year, and that's including tax and everything else. It was $5.50 a day per pound. So it's really worth it, honestly, for all that. That just wasn't just the steer, that wasn't just the hog, that was total. And you get steaks, you get hamburger, you get stir-fry meat, you get stew meat, whatever you want. If you want more hamburger, then you want steaks. If you want more roast, then you this and that. If you want more bacon, you know, then you do sausage. They'll also, if you want regular sausage, do you want Italian sausage, they'll add the spices to it for you. Or you can get a plain and you just do the spices yourself. Pork tenderloin, you know, the whole thing. Anyway, the meat thing is very scary because they're also doing it to your vegetables. Technology is going to be the death of us, honestly. Really is. Friends, let's get to the mustard. Let's make our own mustard. Mustard, they put food colorings in it. They put additives to keep it long-term shelf. We're going to put you down here. This is the first part of doing the mustard. You've got to let it sit and the mustard seeds soak up your apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to be using Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother. I haven't made any apple cider for, I want to say 6 months maybe. I need to. We have an apple farm a couple miles away. I need to go and ask them for their damaged apples. That's a cheap way of doing it. Get the damaged apples if you have an apple grower local to you. They are usually more than willing to sell those at a cheaper rate. And all you need to do to make your own apple cider vinegar, friends, cut up those apples, peels and all, seeds, doesn't matter. Put a little sugar in there. Put a piece of cheesecloth on there. And some, well, put some water in there, distilled water first. Put a piece of cheesecloth on there and let it sit, kind of like we do the ginger bug. We need to let it ferment, and it's going to turn to vinegar, and you're going to get the mother, which is all the goodness, the nutrients, what you need. And you got yourself some apple cider vinegar. So you can make all kinds of things cheap, 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 cheap. Okay, here we go. Oh, you're fine, Rhonda. You're more than welcome. Boy, look at that makeup. Sorry. Didn't realize it looked like I had a black eye. Alright. Mustard seeds. There's different sorts of mustard seeds. These are just like, I refer to these as the gold mustard seeds. They're not called that. I just call them gold mustard seeds because they do have a brown mustard seed. I've never had the brown mustard seed. I don't know if there's a difference in flavor or what, but this is what I use. I also have a 1/3 cup measuring cup, and I'm doing this in a wide mouth pint jar. Wide mouth pint jar is 2 cups. So I'm going to be using a 1/3 cup of the mustard seeds. Again, this is just the mother, and this is something that you can, I'll explain here in a minute. Let's get first things first going. One-third cup. There's something brown in here. I want to make sure what that is. Oh, it's just a darkened. Can you guys see that? It's like a darkened mustard seed, but I don't want it, so we're just going to set that to the side. And that's 2 cups. 2-cup jar. 1/3 of a cup. Be careful. I personally like having these in Ziploc bags. I'm going to transfer it because Imagine all those little mustard seeds falling all over the place. It's happened to me before. Apple cider vinegar. I'm going to first start with 1/3. It's normally a 1-to-2 ratio, but it depends on how much these mustard seeds soak up. So there's 1. So we've got a total of 2/3, and that's plenty. Now, I don't make large batches of this. I do it, you know, a little bit at a time because it doesn't take any time at all. This is going to sit on your counter for 1 week. Just put the lid on it. The purpose of doing that is you want those mustard seeds to actually soak up that apple cider vinegar, and you can shake it as long as you put the lid on it tightly. For some reason I must not have, so I'm getting apple cider vinegar on me. Now I'm going to smell like apple cider vinegar. There we go. So when you see it, shake it. If you're a family that eats a lot of mustard, or you know you're going to be making something, be it a, I don't know, something for your meat. Let's say you're doing some type of, why can't I think of the word? A brine? Not a brine. What is it when you soak your meat? Anyway, potato salad, yes, yes. I put in 1/3 cup of mustard seed, and I put 2/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. So a 1-to-2 ratio. A marinade. Lord, why couldn't I think of that word? Thank you. Thank you. You can make more of this, you know. We don't do a lot of it, but we are out. And also I want to make some specialty ones. Knowing Angie, knowing myself, a couple hours from now and be like, ooh, I would like to make this. I'll probably come back and add another 1/3 cup of mustard seed, another 2/3 cup of apple cider vinegar to make more, so I can make different flavored mustards. Like, you could add maple syrup to it. You could, after ferments for a week. I shouldn't say ferment. It doesn't have air in here, so it's not fermenting after it sits for a week. So you just want those mustard seeds to get that apple cider vinegar flavor. 4 or 5 days. And then what you will do is you will take the mustard seed out. You'll just take a teaspoon or whatever. If you get a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there, that's fine, you know. And then you start the process, and we'll do that one, the next one. I'll be posting this live. I normally post a lot of my lives over on my YouTube channel, so you can see it from beginning to end. And then I try to make short clips on TikTok so you can see the process if you missed any lives. Somebody had asked about the ginger bug. Let's look at the ginger bug. Hold on. If I can find it. Where'd I put it? Oh, here it is. I've got to feed it today. Ginger bug. What's a ginger bug good for? You can make your own ginger ale. You can make your own pop. You can make root beer. You can make any type of pop flavor you want. Using this as a base, you could make your own hibiscus pop. You could make your own orange pop. You could make your own basil pop. You could make strawberry pop, grape pop, elderberry pop, blackberry pop, whatever you want. This is your base. It's a ginger bug. The ginger ale that they sell you in the stores now doesn't have ginger even in it at all. But what is ginger good for? Ginger is good for tummies. It's good for immune boosting. It's good for upset stomachs, things like that. What we did here is we did a, this right here is the ginger bug. We cut up 1 cup of nausea. Yep. We cut up God, I'm sorry. We cut up ginger and added 1 cup of ginger, cut up. You want the skin on. You need that for the fermentation process. We will put 1 tablespoon of sugar in here, and we put 1 cup of distilled water. It is in a jar with a cheesecloth lid on it so it can get air. It's going to ferment. Why do you want it to ferment? Because that's how you're going to get your carbonation, okay? It's the carbonation, the fermentation process. So it's not yet fermenting. Usually takes a few days because that skin here is going to help the fermentation. Yep, it's a ginger bug, but you have to feed it every day, and I haven't fed it yet. So we're going to add some goodies to it. You let this sit on the counter until you see the fermentation, and that is normally with your bubbling and things like that. You'll know when it's fermenting. Now, if you don't want to have to deal with this after it gets to the fermentation process, you can use honey, but I'm going to be honest, it's going to take you a lot longer to get to your fermentation. Yes, it's very good, Angela. Yes. Yes, they get very bubbly. We just started this one yesterday, so it's not really showing any activity yet. I wasn't planning on doing this right now, so I don't have all my supplies. Give me a moment. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to I'm only doing this in a quart jar, friends. This is 4 cups. So hold on, I can't read these. Can you put the recipe up somewhere? I'm working on the computer. I did a live on it yesterday. I'll post the live over on YouTube. That way you can see it. Same name, just over on YouTube. Is raw sugar? Oh yeah, you want raw sugar. Yes, you can put seltzer in there. You can put like if you had a soda stream, you could make your own seltzer. Fruit juices also help. But yeah, you can make yourself a ginger tea and add the bug to it to make an actual pop. That's usually the best way. It doesn't really, whoops. Okay. Mama Bear, was that the mustard? This is ginger bug. This is a whole nother project. This is the ginger bug that we're talking about, that you can make your own ginger ale. You can make, if you get sarsaparilla, you can make your own root beer. If you get fruit, you can make your own fruit pop with carbonation, etc. with it. You can turn it into all kinds of things. All right, so this was the ginger bug. It was 1 cup. Hi, Froggy. 1 cup of ginger, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 cup of distilled water. Years and years of doing it. I mean, you're done with the mustard. For 5 days. Yep. It's going to sit for 5 days, and then we'll make the mustard. Those mustard seeds have to soak in the apple cider vinegar. Yep. Make sure you follow me so you can see the video of the end product on the end process. All right, real quick, guys, this has been washed. This was set aside specifically for this ginger bug. I'm being careful because I didn't get a chopping block. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this right now. I didn't want to cut my table up. No, it's a process. It's just not a one-day thing. Not if you want it to have the full flavor of the mustard seeds. You can do a quick one. Let it sit for a few hours and do it. But to get the full flavor out of the mustard seeds, they need to sit for a few days. Okay. So I'm adding more ginger, and this is what they refer to feeding. Similar to if you have a sourdough starter. You know what I mean? How you have to add something to it every day. You thought I had one from before. No. So your YouTube is just Angie. It's ANJI_50. No. This is showing you from beginning to end. All right, so this is a teaspoon. How many teaspoons are in a tablespoon? We need 4. All right. No, sorry. Maybe I should do that. That might be a good thing to do. Making sure I wasn't grabbing vinegar. I thought, oh Lord, let me make it. You grate it. You really want to have, in my experience, you want the skin on to help with the fermentation. But like you said, yours fermented just great. No, you're fine, you're fine. Again, I'm all paranoid. I'm adding the wrong thing here, but it is distilled water. Okay. That's all we need. I don't have a spoon, but this is the knife I just chopped the ginger with. We're just going to stir that up. Make sure everything's under that water so it can ferment just nicely. We're going to put our cheesecloth back on. And we're just going to set this aside, and tomorrow we'll feed it again. But good point on the mustard, though. That really is. It would have nice. I should have thought about. Honestly, I hadn't thought about doing this until I decided that this weekend we're gonna, not this weekend, next weekend we're going to a barbecue, and I wanted to make some homemade mustard. We're not a family that eats a lot of mustard. We don't eat a lot of ketchup either. The mayo is the thing that we eat a lot here. The homemade mayo. Have you done preserved? I haven't done that yet. Nope. The only thing I really do with lemons as far as long term is dehydration. But then I use those in my tinctures. No. I use those in my glycerites in my teas. So does anybody have any questions? We fed our ginger bug for the day. That's hopefully going to start fermenting. That was just started yesterday. We started our mustard that is fermenting, the mustard seeds, and some apple cider vinegar. We're going to let that, we'll come back and look at it and test it and taste it in about 4 days, but normally I leave it 5. Any questions, friends? Good deal. You guys are a good crowd. Yeah, I'll download them. I'll download the mustard one and post it over. I'll download the gingerbug one that we did yesterday, and I'll post it over on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. You're welcome, Texas Sunbee. What do you add with sugar? So you just add a little bit more gingerbug, you add a little bit more sugar, and you add a little bit more of the distilled water. It's the same ingredients, just in lesser amounts from when you originally started. And you just feed that, and you feed it. So as I was mentioning, after this ferments, okay? I'm glad you found me too, Mary Lou. You were distracted when you did the mustard. 1/3 mustard seed, 2/3 apple cider vinegar. So when this ferments, okay, you can actually use it to make a soda if you wanted to. I normally make this, I did this for purposes on showing you guys, but when I make it and I'm going to make pop, I usually do it in a gallon jar because I have grandkids and they're around here all the time. So once it gets to the fermenting stage, I don't really like having to feed it every day. It's like, okay, it's fermented, but I want to keep it alive. I don't want it to go bad. So what do? You can put it in your refrigerator, and you only have to feed it once a week, and it'll keep it active. Don't put a lid on it if you have it in the refrigerator and you're still feeding it. Because if you put a lid, an actual lid, it's fermenting still. You're still feeding it. Yes, you're only feeding it once a week. Carbonation's going to build up in there, and it could blow because of air pressure. So keep the cheesecloth on it when you're doing a gingerbug if you're still feeding it, okay? Be mindful of that. What herbs? Yes, Mama Bear is correct. Celtic salt's good. If you don't have Celtic salt, though, you can use Himalayan salt, or Redmond's is good too. I would suggest Redmond's. What do you keep it out for a bit of time? I don't keep it out. I just feed it, put it right back in there. Because, you know, you might want to go on vacation, or you're just not going to use it. You want to slow it down. So putting it in the refrigerator slows it down, the temperature. Let's see. And what is the ginger bulb? The ginger bug? Ginger bug? You can, once it gets to the fermentation stage, you can make your own ginger ale, your own root beer, if you were to add sarsaparilla and some other ingredients that I can't recall off the top of my head. You could make your own pop. You can use the ginger base as the base, and you could strawberry, peaches, watermelon. You can make your own pop out of it. It has a fermentation. It's going to have the carbonation. If you have a ginger soda stream, you can make your own seltzer water. Buy seltzer water. So many things you can do with it. But you're just not limited to one thing with it. It's a good base to make a lot of things. Shrubs are also a good way to make your own drinks. If you have a soda stream, or if you buy seltzer water, shrubs are good. And their base is apple cider vinegar. And basically you're just infusing fruit into that apple cider vinegar. So, for example, we're going to make a shrub. Hold on. I gotta see if I have any jars available. And lids. Do I have any lids? I sure do. Shrubs are easy to make. Let's see here. I have heard that you could put some type of liquid in your mayonnaise. Tahitian? Like a Tahitian thing? Fermentation. I've never done that before. Oh. I actually, the lemon is a nice high acidity. I don't make like a quart jar at a time. You know, usually a pint jar at a time. And the acidity in your vinegar is going to keep it from getting any bacteria or going bad in it, as long as it's in the refrigerator. A shrub. What is a shrub? A shrub, they used to make them a lot in the old days. Okay. I don't know. Oh. I'm all confused. Fermentation liquid. I don't know. I don't usually add anything to my mayo. Okay, guys, let's talk about a shrub. A shrub was used a long, long time ago before they really had seltzer waters. Before, you know, they would just add water to it, actually. But seltzer waters is a good addition to it, since we do have the availability of seltzer waters nowadays. Like I said, soda streams, you can make your own seltzer water. You can make your own pop with a soda stream. But I'm more about the whole, let's do this natural. Okay, so I had some peaches that were going bad, and I was going to use them in water today, a drinking water, but we'll just make a shrub. It does take a little, you're not going to see the end result today, guys, okay? I wasn't planning on doing this. Yes. I also make my own colloidal silver. Okay. A shrub. Let's explain what a shrub is. A shrub is using the base of apple cider vinegar to pull out. So we got to go back. Truck Girl, you're on a lot of my, you've been following me for a while. Okay. As you know, we can use apple cider vinegar as a means, as a menstruum, to pull out medicinal properties and flavorings out of fruit, herbs, vegetables, right? Kind of like an oxymel. An oxymel, you know, if you wanted to make medicine with oxymel, you could do it, because an oxymel is apple cider vinegar with honey. Honey's your preservative, so to speak. Okay, so when we're doing a shrub, we're using that apple cider vinegar as the basis to pull that stuff out. Now, we're not going to add honey, so it's just a shrub. So you can use the apple cider vinegar and whatever fruit, vegetables that you would want. You can even, I've seen people do rose shrubs, getting the petals from roses and infusing the rose flavor into the apple cider vinegar. Now you're probably thinking, why in the hell would anybody want to do that? Because when you make the pop, you're not using a ton of your shrub. You're using a little bit of this for the flavor and adding it to a seltzer water or whatever you want it, water, or some people add alcohol to it and make a cocktail out of it. You can do mocktails out of shrubs, but it's just the natural way to pull out those flavors out of plant material and fruits and vegetables naturally, so you don't have to use artificial flavorings. And again, you can turn them into pops, you can mocktails, cocktails, whatever. So use some old fruit that's getting ready to go bad, because that's what you want. It's going to go bad, and you want it to go bad. You want those sugars. Fruit's got sugars, right? Those fruit sugars are going to start fermenting. Yes, pomegranate would be wonderful. Well, thank you guys. You guys make me feel so good. I love sharing my knowledge with you guys. All right, so the sugars in the fruits, because we're using fruits, is going to ferment in that apple cider vinegar. Okay, so we're going to cut it up. Guys, same knife, had ginger on it. It's not going to hurt us. These were washed. Let me wash them one more time. I didn't dry them, but the water's not going to hurt. You know why? It's because apple cider vinegar has water in it. And the acidity is going to stop any bad bacteria from getting in there. Yeah, you can put them in kombucha for sure. You can do bananas if you want to. Yeah, bananas would be really good. It kind of look icky. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna get kind of ucky looking. But yeah, you could. And the amount of sugar in bananas, it would ferment really quick. Put them in kombucha. Yes. Yes. Wonderful, friends. I'm surprised you guys hadn't heard about shrubs. Okay, here we go. I don't talk about them much. I don't know why. I don't make them a whole lot either. So, of course, this is... I don't have a gallon. I don't have a quart jar right now. So we're just going to do one peach. And these are from a farmer's market that I go to. And oh my goodness, guys, these were so juicy. The peach truck is going to be here next week from Georgia. And I buy 2 cases from them every year. Boy, it's just like dripping. All right, I gotta put this in the sink. I made a mess. That peach was ripe. Let's see here. Let me read. We should be tapping. Aw, thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate that. I keep on having one of my followers. She's always messaging me saying, Angie, you need to remind people to tap the screen. I just always forget about that. I don't know. I would love to get more visibility out there. Because, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I am a business owner. I would like to sell my products. I believe that they really are good products. And I've got 14,000 followers that I'm very appreciative of. But it would be nice to get more visibility out there for my products. But like I said, it's just a side hustle. I do work full-time. I do work a hybrid schedule, but I work full-time at a university/medical center. And but anyway, if you guys aren't into canning, also, I'm a canner. And that's why I was talking about the peaches. I'm going to go get my peaches next week, and we're going to be canning peaches. Those 2 giant crates, boxes of peaches get us through the year because I use peaches a lot. Plus John, my fiance, he would just eat them peaches canned right out of the freaking jar. But I make a lot of peach cobbler, things like that. Try to make things at home instead of buying store-bought. All right, let's get back to our scrub. We have 1 tiny peach. It's, you know, your average size peach. This one is going to go into a citrus water. That water today is going to have this peach because, like I said, they are getting a little too, you know, squishy. But I'm going to have oranges, no, yes, oranges, lemons, a lime, some basil, some mint in there. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's it. All right, so now we're going to shake up our apple cider vinegar with the mother. And we're just going to fill this up. I'm not filling it to the top. I need some more cheesecloth. Hold on 1 minute, friends. Oh. We're going to make this short, sweet, and simple. I did do a live. Well, thank you, G. I appreciate that. I did do a live with, I've done a few lives with Posh Mama, actually. I'm going to cut this in half. Oh, thank you, guys. You guys are sweet. I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to tie this back up on the ginger bug. I might actually have to get a rubber band because I cut it in half. Yeah, I'll have to get a rubber band. Well, maybe not. There we go. So it's covered. Now we're going to cover our shrub. And same thing, guys, we're fermenting. It's the same process with the ginger bug, this shrub. Anytime you're fermenting, those sugars and those peaches are going to start fermenting. So, and it's because it's natural sugars, fruit sugars, it may not be as quick as, let's say, your ginger bug, because you're adding sugar to it. Natural fruit sugars are built differently, you know. You attach yourself to another page. That's hilarious. Sounds like something I would do. Seriously, I have done that. So, and that's why somebody had asked, can you use honey and things? You can, but it's going to take longer because regular sugar ferments just quicker, friends, honestly. But in shrubs, we're using Mother Nature. So let's say I mentioned rose petals, okay, and shrubs. Rose petals don't have sugar. So we need, when you're making something, you got to think it through. What are the things that you need to ferment? You need your water, or your liquid, I should say. You need your liquid. You need the product that you're going to ferment. And you need some vinegar, right? Well, vinegar being the liquid. So in that product, you need to think it through. You need sugar. All right, I've got my vinegar. I need the sweetness. Can the sweetness come from the product I'm trying to infuse? So with rose petals, no, it doesn't have sweetness. So you would need to add sugar, just like we did with the ginger bug, okay? Because ginger doesn't have the natural sweetness, the natural fructose in there. Yeah. So you would have to add, do that. But with the shrub and peaches, we don't need to add sugar because the peaches have their own sugars in there. And it's kind of like when you do apple cider vinegar. You know, you can just throw the apples in by themselves with some water, and eventually the sugars in the apples will ferment themselves. You don't necessarily have to add sugar, but to speed it up, you can add sugar. Okay, requested to join a live too. That's funny. That's funny, Kat. How do you ferment with sea salt? Let me think that through. What properties would sea salt have? It would be a preservative. So is that what you're talking about? Preserving with salt? You can do the lemon preservation with salt. You can, salt cure meat. I've never done sea salt to ferment. Preserve, but not ferment. And then that's apple cider vinegar when you ferment apples. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, if you have apples and some... Oh, cabbage. Okay, so yeah, you're fermenting cabbage. Yes, you would just put the salt in there because it's going to draw it out. Yes. You guys, you're fine. You don't have to give me any more likes, guys. You're good. Thank you very much, friends. I appreciate that. I really do. He was doing cabbage. Yeah, cabbage, you can put salt in there because it helps draw the water out of the cabbage. Just kind of like cucumbers or whatever, because you want that drawn out so it can ferment. Let's see. Why am I fermenting peaches? We're going to make a shrub out of it. So a shrub can be used as a mocktail, a cocktail, a soda. It's a base to make a soda. So you could make it, you take a little bit of that base fermentation of whatever you're fermenting, and you can turn it into a drink by adding some soda, sparkling soda water, use a soda stream, whatever. I don't have any mods. Do I need mods? I didn't see anything out there that we needed. I usually don't have any problems, thank goodness. Then after squeeze the juice out and made... I don't know what Rejuvelec is. Ooh, yeah, sweet tea peach would be good. Yes, most definitely. So friends, don't forget, we have a sale at timetoheal.net until tomorrow. Relax 25 will get you 25% off the Relax and Chill. And friends, it takes it down to $18.75. That's how much you pay. That does not include shipping. But $18.75 for the Relax and Chill, and it will help you with panic, anxiety. If you just anxiousness, can't get to sleep, it can help with that too. $18.75, guys. It's not bad. Oh, that's true. That's true. Anna Banana's the only person I've ever had as a mod, and I don't think she's in here. Nope, the shrub you don't need to feed. The shrub is just going to ferment. You're going to let that fruit just do its own thing because it already has all the ingredients. You don't need to feed it. Oh, okay. It's a cabbage juice he makes for clients. That's pretty cool. A fermented cabbage juice. I'll have to look that up. I'd never heard of it before. Thanks. What about people that can't have anything fermented? Oh, this just went by really quick. What about people that can't have anything fermented? Rhonda, my website, it's in the link in my bio. Relax and Chill is on sale until tomorrow. It's 25% off. Use the code RELAX25. It'll take it down to $18.75. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'd never heard of it. Probably the same ratio, like a 1-to-2 ratio as we did on the mustard seed. You know, you want it covered. I did a little bit more. This is a pint jar. I chopped up 1 peach and put it in there and filled it up with apple cider vinegar. How long does it need to ferment? You're gonna know. You're gonna know. It just depends. Depends on how much sugar is in your fruit. Because we didn't add sugar, so I don't have an exact recipe on how much sugar that fruit has in it. So I would say we're going to come back in 5 days. I'm going to put a note on my phone that I'll, you know what, all this week I'll do video updates on it and then do one big video so you guys can see it. Let's see, it seems like I was going to answer something for a young lady. Angela, yeah. What about people? So, Angela, question for you. Hey. Okay. I just had company show up, so I'll have to wrap this up. So, Angela, you can't have fermented foods. Is that because of the... Yes, you're right, Mary Lou. You're right. So, I need to work on my mods is what I need to do. I will. I'll work on that. Why can't you? Is it the apple cider vinegar that you can't have fermented foods, Angela? Yeah, you will know when it's fermented. You're going to tell by bubbling. You're going to tell, I mean, you're just going to know, you know, and you want to make sure you don't let it get to the point that, and having it fermented is what you want, but you do need to keep an eye on it. So let's say, hypothetically, I had my shrub in a bigger jar, okay? You got to smell it, you need to taste it. Okay, as long as you don't have any mold, and you shouldn't have mold with this on there. The only thing that I've really ever seen mold be able to grow on is somebody who was doing a banana shrub, and they didn't they didn't make sure that the fruit, the bananas, were under the apple cider vinegar. The fruits floated on top. So when you taste it, and you start noticing, ooh, that tastes more like vinegar than any peach. Because the peach flavor is going to get robust in here. When you start realizing, oh, wow, it's tasting more vinegary, you can add more peaches. You don't have to add any more liquid as long as all that stays submerged, as Kat says. But you've just got to watch it. You got to babysit it. You've got a love relationship with this. So you need to pay attention to it. And it's just something you got to do. It doesn't have to be every day. Check it every other day, you know. But you just got to pay attention to it. My sister loves apple cider vinegar, non-drinker, diabetic, and smell allergies. She loves... Diabetics can have apple cider vinegar. Once it is ready, do we strain it and just save the liquid? You can. If you're done with it, if you are done with it and you're done, you don't want to continue to babysit it and all that, yes, you can strain and get rid of it. Or you can treat it like a ginger bug and you can just have it there and just feed it when it needs fed. When it starts tasting too apple cider vinegary, then you just add more of whatever you're doing with it. Yeah, they do make glass weights. I sometimes put, because I make tinctures, but then I also have like 8-ounce amber bottles and 16-ounce amber bottles. I'll just fill a bottle up with water that's sanitized and put it in there and hold everything down. All right, friends, my son just showed up. Thank you very much. I'm going to hop off here. I apologize, Angela, I was not able to answer your question. Message me. Ooh, that looked like a greasy string of hair, didn't it? Ooh. Have a good day, friends. Please like, share, follow any videos that you see, friends. I'd really like to get more visibility out there. I'd like to get my business going a little bit. Very small business. I'm the only one who does it, but I put my love into it and my passion into it. Friends, go subscribe to timetoheal.net. That's where we're going to be doing all kinds of workshops on Zoom meetings. It's where the information's shared. I do lives here and I do little things like that. Over there, we do other, we made a homemade vanilla extract last time. We're going to be doing the magnesium spray. We're going to be making our own shampoo and body wash. We're going to start making own skincare products. By the way, I have a wonderful skincare product. I don't look that great now, but guys, I'm going to be 57 in 10 days. And I used to have horrible wrinkles under my eyes and crow's feet. No lie. I have videos before and after. I still have my wrinkles in my forehead. I'm still working on those. They are better than they were. Not as deep. But my wrinkles under my eyes were horrible. I have a skin oil. And I sell it on timetoheal.net. It's called the Monroe Effect. It's 100% natural. There's no additives to it. I use organic, unrefined oils. I use clinical, pharmaceutical grade essential oils in there. 100% nothing added. And once you stop putting bad things on your skin, you're going to notice a difference in your skin and in your health, because it only takes 6 seconds for something to go into your skin and get into your bloodstream. And everything that goes into your bloodstream hits your liver. Your liver filters that out, and it can affect your liver, and you can start seeing all kinds of things. There are also a lot of carcinogens that are in topical oils, skincare, that are out there. So think about going all natural. It's definitely better for your skin. And friends, you guys take care. Please follow, like, share any of the videos, and go to Time to Heal, friends. All right. I love this live. It was fun. doTERRA is good. It's expensive. I have a link in my bio where I get my oils. They're 100% clinical, and they're not as expensive as doTERRA or Young Living. Bye, friends.